Yeah, I'm concerned that we're not having an open and honest debate about what is really going on, not just in Connecticut, but nationally. Certainly, the concept of a state needing to declare bankruptcy is something that is a reality. We've seen in Connecticut where we have borrowed to order to pay for government and to pay for our operating expenses. And we continue down this path of sort of building a house of cards. Similarly, we have in the private sector Bernie Madoff, who created this Ponzi scheme that caused him to be imprisoned. And yet, states like Connecticut have really operated under those same principles in balancing their budget. So I understand the need for, at a federal level, to have a discussion about whether or not states should be declaring bankruptcy. And while it certainly would be disconcerting to the markets and to people who hear that debate, I think it's a necessary one to have because of our financial instabilities. Well, I think on a personal level of having served on the Bond Commission over the last 2 years, not just as a Republican, but as a state representative, I can appreciate the financial conditions that we're in. And the Republicans certainly, I think, have taken this issue appropriately to the federal government in determining whether or not a state should be allowed to declare bankruptcy, because it is the federal government that would make that determination. I don't believe it's a political one. I don't believe there's fear-mongering involved, and I think it's unfortunate that that type of accusation is made, because the reality is if states cannot meet their obligations and they continue to try to borrow and hide unfunded liabilities, eventually that does catch up with us. And because states don't have the ability to declare bankruptcy, what we would continue to see is patterns of tax increases that residents, businesses can't afford. And we end up going into a vicious spiraling cycle. And so I think that it's a fair debate to have with the federal government, because what bankruptcy would do is it would allow for the states to reorganize their debt and sort of force them to make the appropriate decisions that they haven't had the courage to make in the last couple of years.